Rigor! Rigor!
I couldn't think of a better way to start.
It's a good way to start.
Danny, I want you to tell everyone right now one thing before we do anything else.
One thing, just the one thing.
How many times have you seen this movie?
Okay, I actually... I know I've seen it over 100 times. I know that for a fact. But after 100 times, I kind of stopped keeping track? So I'd say it's anywhere within the ballpark of 100 and 175 times.
Wow. Fuck.
Yeah. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. Okay, anyway, we should probably actually start talking about it.
Okay, so, I don't really quite know how I could even put this into words, but if I'm just going to give you a very short version of what I think right now, I'm going to just say this is a lot closer to what Scooby Doo actually is than what the first movie was.
The first movie was not as good as Scooby Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed 2004. And by the way, every time I say the name, I have to say the entire name. It really just wasn't as good. It didn't feel like a Scooby Doo movie, whereas this really feels like a Scooby Doo movie.
If I was to put this into words, the first movie had the characters and it sort of, had their like actual personalities down somewhat, but it did not have the soul of Scooby Doo at all.
The opening credits are really cool in the second movie. It's like the pterodactyl ghosts flying through the skies and then like through the alleys. It's pretty. It's a pretty long scene too.
Yeah, it's a fairly long opening credits scene, but it is also like, just exciting enough that it'll keep your attention.
There's that good Scooby Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed 2004 soundtrack.
Now, I know we're aching ourselves over opening credits of all things here. However, immediately following this is, Dan, do you want to elaborate?
Okay, so immediately following, they get to a big old scene where, the Mystery Inc. crew pulls up in a fucking Mystery Machine limo. How cool is that? I want a Mystery Machine limo.
I kind of do too. That'd be fucking sick. What do you think they keep in the limo?
I think, well, obviously they're eating Kentucky Fried Chicken or Burger King, depending on where you watched it. I'm thinking a lot of, like, very hard alcohols. I feel like Fred is really into hard alcohol.
You think Fred's just like a big drinker in the back?
Yeah.
Oh, right. I need to give a bit of a disclaimer right here. So we're going to openly be talking about spoilers pretty much at all times. And you're probably wondering if I'm going to be giving you a plot summary this time. I'm not going to, because I genuinely want you to go watch this movie on your own.
If you want to watch this movie, just DM me and I'll watch it with you. You don't even have to buy it. I have like a few copies.
Would you want to like talk about first plot wise, Dan? Like, do we want to discuss something in plot, or do you want to discuss the thing that you really loved, the costumes?
I think we can talk about the costumes first, because it's not something that's called to, but it just really makes the movie feel like an actual thing.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. What's your favorite outfit of the movie?
Oh man, that's hard. I do like quite a few of Fred's outfits, but I think I might have to go with like Shaggy's fucking cool green puffer jacket outfit.
I'll have you know that it's actually brown.
I don't care.
I care.
I know, because want to know why?
Because I'm cool and I have lots of ladies lining up to date me.
No, because you're brown too.
Gamer moment.
Gamer moment.
Probably my favorite outfit is with that outfit where he just has on the long sleeve white shirt that says Mystery Inc. That is just such a good look for Shaggy. And I love the fucking Mystery Inc. shirt. I wish that was a real shirt. I want that shirt.
There's nothing else that's super stands out in terms of outfits, but I want you to know all of the outfits are kind of extra in the small details, and there's two good examples. One, Daphne's wearing her own merch.
Her fucking own merch. She just takes off her jacket and she's wearing a Daphne shirt. How cool is that?
It's so extra and kind of stupid, but I love it.
Actually, on wearing their own merch, Do you think if this movie was made in modern times, they would be YouTubers?
See, here's the thing. I think you're probably right, and I hate that. I hate that you're probably right.
Too. I really hate that too.
I don't want to see fucking VTuber Daphne and Velma.
Hey guys, so what's up? We're investigating this spooky house. Guys, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, leave a comment telling us your favorite part of the video.
Also, keep an eye out for Sunday where we'll be doing Christian Among Us. Yeah, going on from that though, after costume design, I think we need to maybe shift a bit more into what's kind of nice about this movie, and that's they really try their hardest to actually give all the characters like a small arc. Not like a super serious one where they're trying to change up the like characters of Scooby Doo, but you know, just normal doubts that I could actually believe each Scooby Gang member having.
Yeah. So let's talk about Velma's first, because Velma's is my least favorite arc.
Same. Storyline you remember from most high school type stories where the nerdy girl is really bad at talking to a boy.
And hot boy. Seth Green is hot.
He's a short king. And just think of that storyline, and it's the usual thing of that she tries to dress up all sexy, but they're still really nervous all the same, and eventually she just asks them out as themselves. And yes, that's all that really happens.
It's not the best, but also it's not done poorly. The Velma storyline isn't great, but what is a great part of it is that scene where they're crawling around in the lab. Daphne's like, what you fear most? And it cuts to them like face-to-face intimacy with another person. Just hard cut to lesbian porn. I could totally see a parody of that.
Yeah, there's a lot of like good lines actually in this movie. One of them being like, where Velma's like, symbological things like, oh, old men wearing creepy costumes, and then Daphne's like, well, yeah, but dating's the same thing. Fred's is something that's a bit more in the background somewhat.
Fred's storyline deals with him like overcoming his toxic masculinity, which is a word I hate. It's a fucking phrase I hate saying. But he starts the movie all macho and stuff. He learns to be kind of sensitive near the end. It's a good plot line. It doesn't take the focus, which I like.
It's nice because it is something in the background, and it also was really easy to set up as it is just Fred's macho attitude getting cut down for size because
it gets cut down a lot. So, while we're talking about Fred and this movie, do you agree that this movie deals with the subject of toxic masculinity better than a lot of modern stuff?
To a degree, I would say, yeah, you're probably right. Because here's the thing. Most movies who are trying to tackle the idea of there being toxic masculinity are usually trying to make it seem like you need to completely abandon everything about being masculine, which is a little extreme.
A little extreme.
This movie kind of takes the actual more realistic, and I'd say healthier way of saying you can be a masculine person, but you need to still be open with your emotions.
Before we move on, touching on the subject of dealing with current issues better, Daphne, you know the line I'm going to talk about, right?
Yes.
So there's a scene where Daphne gets the gang out of this fucking ball trap thing by using really feminine stuff like makeup, pore strips and stuff. And the line right after is her just saying,
I enjoy being a girl.
That is such a good message. You know, I really hate with a lot of current things where you can't just enjoy being a girl or enjoy being a boy. You gotta be like, oh, you gotta be in touch with your feminine side, or you gotta be a masculine girl who plays with the boys and is a fucking...
And is a masculine girl who plays with the boys and is not a cute tomboy GF.
No cute tomboy Daphne GF. And Daphne can still kick ass in this movie. Right after that scene where Fred fucking fails, she's the one who holds off the Black Knight ghost. It's just a really great way to show that to kids, I think, that you can enjoy being a girl or you can enjoy being a boy. And you can still be a fucking badass who beats up ghosts wearing your own merch.
You didn't mean to, but the way you worded that made it sound like the Black Knight was the one wearing Daphne's merch. Which, honestly, I would have loved to see, but nothing.
Let's move on to the best plotline of the movie. The plotline that the movie focuses on. And that is Shaggy and Scooby's plotline.
For some reason, I thought like we had like another 2 spots to go, but then I realized, oh yeah, wait, those 2 are together.
Yeah, Scooby Doo has like the most complex plotline ever.
So their plotline is it's one that you've seen a few times in Scooby Doo, where both of them are kind of worried that they aren't contributing enough to the gang, and so they want to be less cowards, and they want to help. They want to be heroes. Now here, it's kind of put on the very fun flavor of that they want to be like the smarter detective types.
Yeah. Okay, every time I see this movie, and that's a lot of times, this plotline just always makes me feel good. The message of the plotline is, you don't need to be like those around you. You don't need to be the smartest person in the room. You don't need to excel at everything, solve the mystery by yourself. You can just kind of be along for the ride and do your own thing, and that helps. I just really like that. It's really heartwarming and like really real. It's good. It's just good. It's really good. It's a really good plotline. And I also want to talk about as we're talking about the humor, the faux ghost. And Shaggy and Scooby just like they're trying to sneak into this villain bar. And you'd think they'd just like pull off little nonchalant villain disguises. Nah, they burst in through the door. Yo, what's up, guys?
Hey!
They're wearing fucking pimp outfits. It's great. It's really great. Scooby fucking dances with a girl. She's like wants his dog dick. She is white, so.
Scooby wearing an afro.
Scooby wearing an afro.
It's 2 things combined that will cause big dick energy to expand in ways where your penis shows up into a room 5 minutes before you do.
It's like fucking MatPat. Scooby's just proto MatPat.
Proto MatPat.
Proto MatPat. Whenever we've watched this movie, you always make the comment, Wickles, when he's talking about Jonathan Jacobo, it's like, I hated him. He took the lead of My Fair Lady in the prison talent show.
And the lead in My Fair Lady, I think, is an actual woman role,
Eliza,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, and that's what's kind of so interesting about that. It's a small detail, and it's a hint that this guy's able to pretend to be a woman pretty well. What happens at the end of the movie?
Femboy villain!
Okay, so Dan, do you have any final words, final thoughts? You want to give us a score for this movie?
You give your score first, because I have to think of mine.
I don't know. When Dan offered to like have me rewatch this movie with him the first time, I was like, I don't know, man. I think I remember this movie being kind of dumb. I was mostly just going along with it, mostly because I thought I'd just kind of laugh at it because it was so bad. But I laugh at it honestly because I think some of the humor in there is actually good, and you will actually enjoy it. I don't think it's some highbrow like movie. It's still just Scooby Doo, mind you. But it's Scooby Doo, and it fully embraces that for once, unlike almost all other live-action Scooby Doo movies to my knowledge, and I love it for that. So for me, I will give it a 7.5 out of 10.
That's a fair rating for you. I know you don't love it as much as me, and I accept that. This movie is my favorite movie. I'll always love this movie. I'm probably gonna watch this movie on my deathbed. I think everyone owes it to themselves to watch this movie at least once. And giving it that, I'm gonna have to give it a Scooby-Doo 2 out of 10. See? Remember the gamers, or not the convenience store boyfriends review?
Yeah, I remember what you said.
Allowed to give anything more than a 4 out of 10. So, I got away with my dumb joke. Dan.
My computer like fucking died there for a few seconds.
Mine did or yours did?
Mine did. Oh, fuck. Oh.
I can hear you this time. Monkey.
Dude, what the fuck?
What happened?
My whole desktop disappeared there for a second.
Jesus! Is your recording still going on?
I don't know. You know, I can't even like get back to it yet because the fucking like there's something wrong with the taskbar.
Uh-oh.
Oh, stinky.
Stinky poo.
Alright. So, by the way, obviously I'm cutting this out, but like you said you had one more joke planned here.
Yes.
Okay, go
So
ahead.
just do the normal outro, and then I'll do it.
All right. Thank you all so much for watching. I've been Angelo. Night night. I love you.
All right. So if you've watched this far, you deserve it. At the end of the movie, you know how a lot of modern movies have post-credit sequences? Like the Marvel Cinematic Universe has those end credit sequences. Everyone waits in the theater to do it. Well, sorry fucking Virgin Marvel, but Scooby Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed 2004 did it first. And I would argue that it is the best end credit sequence there is. I'm not going to tell you it because you have to go watch the movie, but that's even more incentive for you to watch. You're not allowed to skip to the end. I'll find you, and I will you. And that's all I have to say. All right.
Ending recording.